So this is going to be a very real video, no fancy stuff, and I'm not going to try to sell you anything in this video. I just want to explain how I turned a investment that I bought about a year ago into a winner that's currently sitting up 127%. And the intention with this video is to hopefully inspire you and teach you how to go out there and find the next stock that you could invest in that could be a 100% plus gain winner for you as well. So make sure to stick around for the entire video because there's a ton of information packed in here. Like I said, I'm not selling you anything, so this will be a valuable video. Now here's the thing. These kind of videos don't typically do too well on the channel, even though they're some of my best videos. So all I ask, guys, hit that like button down below, help out with the YouTube AI, share this video with a friend as well who is into investing, so maybe they can learn a thing or two, and that's all I ask in return. But either way, let's get into this content. Okay, so the reason I'm discussing this stock particularly is because I was actually heavily bullish on this stock last year. I made some videos on it. I discussed why I was very interested in buying the stock, why I was bullish on the stock, and now those theses that I had have come to fruition and have seen some really good gains in this stock. So I think it's a good idea to really go back and discuss what convinced me to buy it back in the day, so you can use that information for possible positions today that you can buy and then see 100% plus in a couple of years from now. But anyways, enough hype. Let's reveal this stock, get that out of the way. The stock is Algn Technologies, ticker symbol is ALGN, and what this company does is clear invisible aligners, and they are the leader in this space. Many of you have a position in their competitor Smile Direct Club, but I personally have never owned Smile Direct Club because of the superior brand and product that Algn has built. Now, let me break down what intrigued me about this company and actually convinced me to invest in this business back in 2019. So when I invest in growth stocks, and trust me, if you follow the channel, you know I am very, very selective on my growth stocks. Most stocks that pass by my list, thrown to the side, I will not invest in those businesses based on those fundamentals. However, that aside, I also look for businesses that will change or disrupt the way we do things in our lives. Maybe it's something that improves our life, maybe it's something that changes our life, but the point is it has to be something that, is beneficial to society in some way or another, and that can be adopted by the masses. Those kind of companies, in my opinion, have huge potential if they can execute properly, and that's kind of the mindset that I have when I go into these high growth names. So why Algn? Well, teeth are important. We all have teeth. Everyone is conscious about their teeth, some people more than others. And there's been a solution for many, many years, braces, that has, its pros and cons. But at the end of the day, most people don't like braces because of the way they look. So Algn comes in and they solve this problem with a clear, invisible aligner. You can easily remove it, all that kind of stuff. So it's not much of a hassle, but you still get the same results as using braces. And when you take pictures, selfies, just remove them and your teeth look fine. I also like that this product kind of appeals a lot to teenagers. Teenagers are typically the ones that get braces. And, most teenagers don't like the way braces look. Let's be real. But when you come to them with a invisible aligner that they can use, which will still give them straight teeth over time, that's definitely the route that most of them want to go down. I also like Algn specifically because they are the market leader, they are the #1 player in this space, and they've been doing phenomenally well in China. China is a huge market for Algn. China is a massive growth opportunity for Algn. They've proven the market already, except it's in its very early stages, or it was in 2019. And I saw the potential there with the numbers that they were reporting, the exponential growth they were seeing, and I was like, I cannot miss this opportunity. Also, the final thing I loved about Algn specifically was their business model. So they did something completely different from some of their competitors that go direct to consumer. And funny enough, a lot of times I actually prefer direct to consumer products because it cuts out the middleman and saves you a lot of money. But in Algn's case, this is something that, will affect you for the rest of your life. Your teeth, your jaw, there's a lot that could go wrong with a at-home service, which is why you need someone like an orthodontist or dentist, because they're people that have pretty much dedicated their lives to learning about teeth and mouth health and all that stuff, which most of us, let's be real, don't know too much about. So instead of, saving a little bit of money and going direct consumer, I would rather, for this particular field, trust a professional and go down that route with a program that's kind of catered to me and aligners that are catered to my teeth. I also think that because they work with dentists, they have a lot more free advertising. Dentists are going to advertise, hey, we offer Invisalign here. And that kind of gives a lot more credibility to the business. It gives a lot more trust among consumers. And I honestly believe that is extremely important for any brand. Now, these things that I look for with Algn here can be applied to any business. If you're looking at a new growth stock that you're interested in investing in, look at these same things. Look at the market opportunity. Look at how their brand is viewed with consumers. Look at how the company is growing. Look at where they're expanding. Look at the product that they create. Are they actually making a difference in this world? Are they creating something that majority of people around the world are going to want to use, adopt, be part of? That at the end of the day is the most important thing in my eyes for these high growth companies. Just think of it this way: the bigger the market that the company can serve, the bigger the opportunity and the bigger your gains could potentially be. So at this point, your favorite growth stocks should really be running through your mind. You should be asking these questions to yourself. Hey, can this stock actually be a company that can 10x, 20x, 50x over the long term? Does it really have the potential to be a worldwide brand that consumers love and just can't get enough of? If the answer is no, then you may have to sit down and actually reconsider that investment. Now let me just say this, I'll throw this in there because I discussed these two other stocks on the channel, BYND and Uber. I think these two companies also have a massive potential ahead of them for very similar reasons as I've just discussed with Algn. Anyways, that's just one part of the equation, guys, the vision for the business. But now, arguably, we're going to look at the more important part, which is the fundamentals of the business. So there were two things I looked at in relation to the stock and fundamentals. Number one, why did the stock sell off in summer 2019? Number two, what did their balance sheet, income statements, growth, all these other metrics look like at that time? So firstly, why did the stock sell off in the summer of 2019? What happened? Well, there were three things that really drove a lot of fear. They lowered their guidance, they had lower shipments of their aligners than expected, and competition was coming. Smile Direct Club specifically, most people were concerned about. All of this resulted in a lot of fear, a lot of selling. The stock pretty much crashed after this earnings report, and that in itself presented a very undervalued stock in Algn Technology. Next, what did their balance sheet look like? What did their growth look like? What were those metrics like? Algn is a high growth company, and they have projections to grow next year by nearly 40% year over year. Now, when I was buying the stock last year, it also had double-digit projections, which is what intrigued me initially and kind of classified this company as a high growth company for me. Yes, the current year growth is down, but this is expected, guys. The global lockdowns pretty much impacted this business directly. So yes, this is a short-term issue, but clearly over the next year, we're expected to get past this. The other thing that really sold me on Algn at the time was that even at that valuation, it was still a profitable business. They've been growing consistently and have been pulling in profits consistently as well, which is a strong sign for a company, especially when it's growing so rapidly. Imagine the money that this business can earn when they focus more on profits and less on growth. And that is a huge opportunity there. The icing on the cake, though, is in the balance sheet for Algn. They have virtually no debt, tons of assets, and liabilities are very manageable. Guys, this is what I would call a rock solid balance sheet. Fundamentals are so important. I know in this day and age, investors just look at ticker symbols, they look at how a stock is performing, and they just follow that herd. Fundamentals are going to come back to bite you at some point if that's what you do. You may win in the short term, but over the long term, investors do look at fundamentals and stocks will revert to their fundamentals, in my opinion. Also, during tough times like what we've been through in 2020, you don't want to hold a business that has a ton of debt, is losing a ton of money, has no signs in the next few years of ever becoming profitable. You don't really want to take on that risk. And if you do, there are some opportunities where it makes sense, but you want to limit the size of that position, right? And a lot of people unfortunately go all in on these high risk stocks, penny stocks, and it results in a lot of unfortunate losses. Now, when we had the lockdowns earlier this year, I wasn't really too concerned about Algn, if I'm being honest. Yes, their core business was impacted directly. Dentists couldn't really bring in patients to sell these products and really push Algn's brand and image and, usefulness. But because of that rock solid balance sheet, I was not concerned at all. I even considered adding to this position, but there were just so many opportunities at the time that I chose to put my money in those other businesses. So clearly, at the end of the day, fundamentals they're a huge factor in my investment, and if Algn had poor fundamentals, I would have not invested in this business, and I honestly don't believe that it would be performing as well as it is today. So clearly, Algn Technologies was a big winner for me, and no, I'm not buying any more of the stock here today. The real opportunity was last year when the stock was, under $200 per share. That was when you wanted to get in. But now, yes, it is kind of at a lofty valuation, but the business still keeps growing, but investors are still excited about it. So I'm just going to keep riding that wave and hold on to my position. In the meantime, like I said, I am focused on a couple of other high growth companies, BYND and Uber specifically, and I have been building positions in both those businesses over the last few months. The fundamentals in both those businesses may not be as strong. In Uber's case, nowhere near as strong as Algn. However, the outlook, the opportunity of those two businesses, I believe, could be on par or much bigger than what I believe Algn has. Now, personally, I kind of diversify myself. I own a lot of blue chip stocks, a lot of safe stocks, and a few high growth risky stocks as well, and clearly some of these pan out over time. I will continue doing my research to find the next Algn or the next Tesla, whatever that is, and I hope that this video encourages you to do the same. So guys, if you found any value in this video, just drop a like down below. That's all I ask for, and let me know in the comments section as well if you were invested in Algn, or if not, what stock are you looking at that you think could be a big winner for you over the long term. Love to hear your thoughts. As always, comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.